Yo, what up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Inner Monolog Podcast. This is season 2, episode 22, and I'm your co-host Jose. I am joined by the usual cast. We got Marcus, Julio, and Ricky, and we also have a special guest with us. We have Stephanie, one half of the Conchas podcast. So, welcome, Stephanie.
Not one half. I am the Conchas podcast.
Awesome. All right. Well,
I only had a guest co-host. I was gonna say I only had a guest co-host for season 2. It's usually just me, anyways.
So we got 1-on-1, 100%. So with that, Stephanie, why don't you kind of tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and what's your podcast about?
Yeah. Thanks for having me. My name is Stephanie Cortez. I'm from Utah, born and raised in Salt Lake City, specifically. A little bit about me. I kind of hate these questions because I don't like to.
Tell us why we should hire you.
I'm trying to humble myself, I actually graduated from the University of Utah in December 2020, which was hard given what 2020 was. Thank you.
Yep.
I got my degree in political science and criminology, which has nothing to do with podcasting or what my podcast is about. But my podcast is called Self-Conscious Podcast. It's a play on words, self-conscious. And it's just talking about the topics that make us a little uncomfortable to discuss in everyday conversations, and trying to make that as comfortable as possible for people, and bringing resources to the BIPOC community and amplifying diversity and BIPOC empowerment, etc.
Perfect. Well, welcome, Stephanie. I know we've been wanting to kind of have you on. You've been showing our podcast a lot of love, so I'm glad to finally have you on.
Thank you.
So let's go ahead and get started with a dirty joke. So this lady asked me where did I come from, and I don't think she really liked my response too much because I told her I came from my dad's nuts, probably the left one, because I don't act right.
Nice.
Hey, it makes sense. Makes sense. And now for our opening segment, we got.
Shit.
That explains why we're all a little nutty.
Yeah, exactly.
We all lean left. So now for our opening segment, we got cops caught in 4K.
Yeah.
Oh man, so we got 2 ex-California cops that were indicted recently for beating a black teen that actually left a footprint on his face. So who wants to kind of tell us more about this one?
So that was mine. So pretty much.
Hold on. He almost said butt print, and I love that headline.
It would have got more clicks, no lie.
Yeah, that'd be clickbait for sure. But hey.
Like first a flashlight, now someone's actual butt cheeks.
Oh.
Sounds like right up Julio's alley.
Damn right.
I'm surprised he didn't find this. I'm kidding.
I'm actually surprised myself I didn't find it. I probably wasn't trying hard
They
enough.
pulled over a motorist, and they suspected his car being stolen, even though it wasn't. So, they pulled him out the car, beat the shit out of him. Apparently stomped on him, too.
Yep.
And if you've seen the pictures, there's like a pattern that was left in his cheek that looks like a boot print.
Holy shit.
He had like fucking these big ass shiners right there on his eyes.
Yeah, both his eyes are pretty swole up, pretty purple.
In fact, let's go ahead and watch the clip.
Let's play the
How
clip.
gruesome is this going to be?
Let's pray to God this damn clip has sound.
Devin Carter was arrested after officers think he was driving more than 100 miles an hour and resisting arrest. These images show what he looked like after that arrest, including a footprint bruise onto his face. Tonight, we know at least 2 officers involved will face charges. And ABC 10's Luke Clary is live in San Joaquin County tonight with the very latest. Luke.
Those look like Reverend flowers.
We heard from Devin Carter's attorney and family who called the indictment a good
That courthouse looks like a southern megachurch.
Directly if this meant that he could breathe a sigh of relief. It's all in this report.
We're here today to announce the grand jury has indicted
the San Joaquin County District Attorney announcing the indictment of 2 former Stockton police officers.
No justice
While on the
Oh, they got John Burris as the attorney? Oh, yeah, they're fucked.
Shoulder with Devin Carter.
Did the sound go out?
It did for me.
Yeah, same here. All right, that's the height. That boy right there, John Burris, is going to win the case for them. No lie.
I think the video is going to win the case for him because it's clear as day.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it that this day and
You can
age.
see them kicking him and shit.
Oh, hell yeah.
And it's sad to say that it's like, oh, it's just standard procedure for a person of color.
And what sucks is it was 4 officers that did this. 2 of them returned to duty.
Oh shit! It was 4.
Oh,
Yeah.
4.
So
how
2
did the
of
other
them have
2
been
get off?
indicted. The other 2 are returned to duty.
Oh, damn! This is some Rodney King shit then.
Funny.
Oh,
Just
buddy.
as she said that, the damn
That when
reporter said
police use unlawful
this reminds
force,
me of Rodney King.
they undermine community trust.
High school, Rick.
The DA announcing the felony counts against former officers Michael Stiles and Omar Villapadua of assault by a public officer, an assault with force likely to cause great bodily injury. Any feelings of relief?
Holy shit, you could hear him getting hit right there.
2 out of 4 were fired, and 2 out of 4 are being prosecuted. I don't. 4 out of 4 should be prosecuted.
Wait. 2 of them got fired, or they got let back, got their job?
So the two that got
you.
fired, the 2 that were fired were also prosecuted.
Okay.
The other 2 were just put back on duty.
That means the
same
union.
department?
That's what I just said earlier.
That means the union probably fought to get their jobs back, which is some bullshit after that case.
Yeah. I mean, no crime warrants you getting kind of beat to that degree.
No.
Like all he was doing was like he was excessively speeding at 100 miles an hour and was evading arrest for a few minutes.
I mean,
But once they found him and he wasn't resisting arrest, that should
the
have been the
thing
end of
is,
it.
like, unless you're shooting at the cops, which at that point
Right.
was a shot by the cops, that right there is just like uncalled for.
Yeah.
That's not uncalled for. They were stepping on his fucking face.
No shit. That's why I said it's uncalled for. I'm not saying I'm not outraged, dude. I'm just not gonna get emotional about it.
I didn't say you need to get emotional about
You
it, but
see a
uncalled
sh- you
for
see-
is
you see a shit
that's
ton
a
of videos.
goddamn elementary fucking term for the shit that they just did.
No, that's just how you're perceiving it. Let's get on with this. I didn't say I was for it.
Shut up! Fuck!
I'm getting all pissed
We've
off.
already passed it. Shut the fuck up.
All right. Any more comments on this case, guys?
So Stephanie, can you pick up on the sexual tension between these 2?
Yeah. Sound like
That's
2
pretty obvious.
brothers.
Not just
Shit.
not just me then.
No, it's not just you.
Yeah. One of them's gonna go make up later and say like, "You want to go get Mickey D's?" He's like, "All right, yeah."
Oh shit.
He knows.
Yo, can you DoorDash me some Mickey D's doubles?
Fuck you. Bitch, there's one down the street from your house. Get your own damn McDonald's.
Tom,
don't
get
wanna
the
walk
feeling
outside.
that you don't want to walk anywhere. We've seen you.
I sit in this chair 24/7. Sleep in it,
Bro.
bathe in it, everything in
No
it.
wonder you still look like Jabba the Hutt.
Damn right.
He's making himself sound like the nerdy guy from the South Park episode where they can't beat him at that like World of Warcraft game.
Ah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I look better than that motherfucker though. So
No,
hey,
you
at least I
look
got
exactly like that motherfucker.
No, the fuck I do not.
You even starting to lose your hair like him.
Fucking blasphemy right there, what you just said.
No, it's not.
The fuck it is.
Exactly.
All right. Well, moving on to our next dirty joke. So we got a Little Johnny joke here. So it's during the concert. Little Johnny sits in the front row waiting for the concert to begin. A friend asks Johnny, "How did you manage to get a ticket to the concert?" Johnny replies, "I got a ticket from my sister." The friend asks, "And where's your sister?" Johnny says, "Back at home looking for her ticket."
Damn.
I was about to say, like, what a generous sister, but plot twist.
I thought the same thing. Damn, Johnny.
Johnny's a Jew,
All right,
bro.
so now for
Fucking savage.
our fuck my life moment, we'll start with our opening case, which has been kind of getting national media attention, which is a Gabby Petito, missing person case, which is also shining spotlight on all the missing people of color including Jelani Day and Millete, have also been missing kind of in the past year or so. So whose article is this one?
I believe this one's mine.
All right, so what can you tell us about this one, Julio?
So Gabby is a sorry.
Interesting. I wouldn't describe her that way, but sure.
All right, so Myra, right? Missing girl of color. The case pretty much is her family feels that with the recent media attention of the Gabby Petito case, that there should be more attention towards women of color, right? And in common fashion, the media kind of just tends to give it a couple days of attention, usually the local news media, and then the cases disappear. I mean, I think the biggest case of a person of color getting attention nationwide was like a couple years ago, the case that came out of Texas, out of Fort Hood.
I can't think of another one.
So exactly. So in recent light with this, what's been going on lately, it's kind of putting the spotlight on the media where you're not putting enough attention to people of color, and it's kind of calling them out for their bias. That if you're not, I don't want to say Caucasian, but if you're not someone of influence, at least somebody with money, you don't really get the attention you deserve. Is there a video for some bulls?
Yes, there is.
But
before, so Jelani Day, that was one of the people. A black teen went missing right around the same time. Gabby Petito went missing. They found his body a few days after he was reported missing in a river in the woods close to Peru, Illinois. The reason why it took them so long to ID him was because, one, they said that his body was in no condition to be ID'd, and two, they pretty much said that it would take a while before they could actually ID him.
So you're going to delay the process anyway?
Well, if you don't have any, I'm not justifying this in any way, shape, or form, but if you have no way to ID the guy, I mean, at least you could have done was at least reach out to like local media saying the body of a black teen was found. Can anyone help us identify him? They didn't even do that.
Yeah, at least put the message out.
Sorry, not to interrupt you. I was gonna say that's bullshit, because even if nobody had like a physical ID on them, there's still like dental records and nail records.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are other ways to identify bodies. They just didn't feel like they needed to use their resources on him.
Exactly.
Because he's black.
Yep, that's so true.
And apparently, according to them, no one gives a shit about a black kid found, face down in the damn river.
Something I learned like years ago is that most DNA testing has to get paid for by the police department that finds the body, and pretty much they don't usually want to pay for the DNA testing. Yeah, they don't usually want to pay for it because it's like $20,000.
And yet, Gabby Petito got the FBI and a whole host of law enforcement.
Yeah, you got federal
just
level.
to find her.
You got federal law enforcement.
So you can't apply the same resources you used to find this girl to all of the other missing cases out there.
Well, here's a better question: why does DNA testing by private labs have to cost so much money when it comes to a homicide investigation?
Because our criminal justice system's fucked up, and it benefits.
Just like the healthcare system, ladies and gentlemen.
Benefits those who made the system.
Yep.
Well, I didn't really want to say anything, but like I have a missing family member. They've been missing since April of 2020, and which is my brother. Their name is Etsley, and they go by they and she pronouns. Anyway, my brother identifies as part of the LGBTQ plus community and Latino community. And like I said, they went missing in April 2020. We've had cases of missing people here in Utah all the time. And the last 3 years, we've probably had two, especially like 2 white girls who went missing and found immediately and, through unfortunate circumstances. Mm-hmm. But the result is that like people, or at least the Salt Lake PD here, is infamous for not taking people of color seriously, LGBTQ plus people seriously. So it wasn't a surprise that they didn't take my brother and this little white girl, 22 years old, just passes by Utah, and the whole state freaks out. And low-key kind of ticks me off as a family member who has someone who's actively missing, who's part of the BIPOC community, who's missing. It is sort of frustrating to see because it is painted like it's a full picture like that there is racism in this country and that people of color don't matter. And like in serious cases like missing people or rapes or anything, like it just goes under the rug. It doesn't matter. But I'm just like, like if everybody rallied behind a person of color who was missing, like the way everybody rallied behind Gabby Petito, and I'm not trying to downplay what happened to her. It's unfortunate. It's sad. I feel for the family, but at least they have closure, which is what a lot of people do not have, and which is what a lot of people are pissed about, is the fact that we can't have closure because nobody took our family's cases seriously.
Totally.
And one I saw, so when they were reporting on her being found, someone said that one of the reasons why this case was so polarizing was because everybody felt like they knew her from all of her Instagram and social media posts and everything that they went through, just trying to like get to know her. I was like, you realize you can do the same thing for all these other missing people. Because there's not too many people who don't have social media, and there's not too many people who don't post a lot of shit, a lot of selfies, a lot of stories and whatnot. So you can't sit here and say the same thing can't be applied to these missing people of color.
It's a way to sidestep the pretty young girl syndrome in America. It's just a way to sidestep that because, like you said, everybody has a social media. By the way, sorry to hear about your brother. I hope you guys eventually get some form of closure. But the idea that, it's because she posted. No, actually, if anybody's actually been doing the research, she didn't actually start her traveling blog until this trip.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the first time where she actually had any form of like social media traction. And even
you don't have a year on YouTube, are you considered a YouTuber? I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just saying.
Well, it's not even about the year, like it's.
No, yeah, but it's like you said, you just got started.
Yeah,
so
but
where is this coming from? That this is like a
you could have been your first day on YouTube and you're a YouTuber. It's just the same way as it could be your first day making a podcast and now you're a podcaster.
Right. It's like the whole thing where everybody's perception of. She just got started on, like you said, she just got started on this fucking journey, endeavor, what have you, and everybody like goes nuts. Like,
I mean,
and without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and play the clip. Sorry to cut you guys off.
Oh no, it's cool.
Get us back on track. We'll play the
clip. Please, Bully. Before I go on a rant, that makes sense.
That'll be the day.
We're still, I was waiting on that one.
Headlines.
That was the joke.
Mobilized a legion of social media users. Hashtag find Gabby Petito gaining over 700 million views on TikTok.
I'm hoping this can help someone identify him.
Many of them now internet sleuths, exchanging theories as well as sharing info about possible sightings and clues.
Psychologically, people just felt very close to her because of social media.
But here's the despairing truth. Gabby Petito is one of so many reported missing each year. At the end of 2020, the FBI had over 89,000 active missing persons cases. 45% of those cases, people of color. Petito's story has renewed debate about which cases get attention and the media's seeming infatuation with missing white women. But her case also sparked a call to action to bring others home, like Daniel Robinson, a 24-year-old geologist who went missing in the desert outside Buckeye, Arizona in late June. His Jeep was found mangled July 19th, about 4 miles from where he was last seen. The Buckeye Police Department says in a statement, investigators are utilizing every resource possible to locate him, including assistance from partner agencies and information provided by the public. His family has also organized searches in the desert heat.
I thank God for all the volunteers who left their houses every morning, in the mornings and spend out time out there in the desert.
There's also Maya Millete and Jelani Day. Millete, a mother of 3, has been missing for over 9 months. The 39-year-old was last seen at her family home in Chula Vista, California. Day, a 25-year-old graduate student at Illinois State University, was last seen August 24th in Bloomington, Illinois. His car was discovered 2 days later, but no signs of Day.
Jelani is, he's a sweetheart. I shouldn't have to beg. I shouldn't have to plead. I shouldn't have to feel that there is a racial disparity. I shouldn't have to feel any of that. I want these people that have these resources to realize this could happen to them.
So I listen to a lot of conspiracy theory episodes on Spotify. On like, I forgot what this thing is. Conspiracy theories, the actual name of the channel. If I fucking see like, if I hear an episode in the next year or two for Gabby, I'm just gonna be like, fuck you guys and quit following. I think that's just too much.
I mean, that video basically just, it's clear as day. There's a racial disparity. You know, we don't keep the same energy.
So about that second kid, the second guy, that went missing in Arizona. So they found they had forensic teams go out because the family hired a private forensic team. All of that was staged. It was staged, as in they put his car there in order to. Who in the hell is changing up the?
I swear to God, it's not me this time.
So pretty much, they hired a private forensic team because the police weren't going to actually take the case serious. So they chose to basically hire someone, and when they did their forensic analysis, it turns out that everything there was not like everything just seemed like it was just a little too perfect. There were certain things that were missing from an actual crime scene that were not at that one.
I'm sorry, I can't. I mean, I'm understanding you. I just can't. Am I the only one that looks like we're some sort of like Hobbit lecture hall or some shit?
With the screen view right now, yes.
Yeah. I changed mine back. I don't know if you guys did on yours, but
yeah, I changed mine back.
Weird.
No, I'm enjoying the fuck out of this. I'm just keeping it.
Me too. Just because I'm too lazy. I'm too lazy.
Should we just record the whole episode like this?
I mean, another thing I want to point out is with the whole Gabby Petito case, people have been listening to like her Spotify playlists trying to get clues. That's that level of investment they've got in that case. So why can't they do that for people of color?
And if anything else didn't add to the whole hype of her case, Dog the Bounty Hunter has now joined the search for Brian.
Man, I've watched Dog the Bounty Hunter chase down crackheads in Hawaii. I'll be surprised if he.
It's a wrap.
He's apparently a lot of his fans, like he was on vacation with his wife in Colorado, and he received thousands of requests from his fans to look into this case.
Oh, it's a publicity stunt at this point.
And
we got a video of his interview.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, and explaining why he joined in the hunt.
Also, after this, we're pretty much done, right? Because otherwise, we're just feeding into that same like situation.
Yeah, exactly.
I know what the parents feel like, okay? And you want justification. You want the guy behind bars. All of it.
You guys know he's blind in one eye.
Committed the murder. But,
can you let the man talk, please?
Circumstantially, it looks like he did. The strongest lead I see is that one of her friends said he had been in the Appalachian Mountains by himself for a couple months. Now, he's not just a camper then. He is a outdoorsman. So in order to do that, I think because of his age, he felt comfortable. If there's anywhere right now that looks the hottest, that could be the area. It all depends on the picture they got of him the other day where they're hunting now. If really that was him, no one has said that. If not, Appalachian Mountains is the best, but it covers several states. So where did he go in at? That's where you start your tracking point.
I don't know he has his own helicopter.
All right, so to segue into something relating to fans and geography, we have Italians that are mad about Mario being played by Chris Pratts in an upcoming film.
I'll go into this one. So it's not actual Italians from Italy. The crazy part is that, because Americans don't have their own problems, so we segregate ourselves into smaller. Yes, it's Italian Americans. Italian Americans have really found offense in the fact that Chris Pratt is going to be playing Mario in the next live action Mario movie that Nintendo announced.
Dude, an Englishman played Mario in the first movie back in '93.
Hey,
no one said shit then.
Well, that's because we live in a new day and age. You know, like
everybody takes offense to everything.
Well, here's the thing, and I've said this before. We have so many actual fucking problems that are actual problems, like global warming, world hunger, you know, shit that the generation before us didn't take care of, that now has gotten snowballed so far out of hand that we don't want to fucking deal with it either. That we find shit that isn't an actual problem and create that as a problem so that we don't have to deal with actual problems.
Just piling on this shit for the next 2 generations.
Remember when Bryan Cranston got shit for playing a disabled guy?
Yeah.
It was like, why is he playing a paraplegic? I was like, it's called fucking acting, you stupid fuck.
Dude, I saw a video. I saw a video the other day where people actually watched Seinfeld. So the episode of Seinfeld where they're basically running that bet to not masturbate.
Oh yeah.
And they kept the girl out of the bet, and she's like, "Why can't I play?" Right? And people actually took offense to that because, you know, like obviously, like women could do stuff like that, like women can masturbate and shit, and they didn't see the comedy behind her not being allowed to play.
Because she would definitely win.
Yeah, obviously, like that's the point. That was the whole point of the situation, right? Like it was the fact that, like, yes, girls obviously get horny, girls do this, but like girls tend to have way more self-control than guys. Anytime a guy has 5 minutes, it's like, man, I ain't got shit to do for the next 5.
Hey,
Guess I'm gonna rub one out.
Yeah. Left hand, you busy? No.
Right.
Man, but back to this Mario thing. What's also kind of crazy is that the original voice actor for Mario is French. Not even Italian himself.
That's true.
So,
you know what shit I do find hilarious too? You know, have you seen the cast for the movie?
Yeah.
Yep.
Seth Rogen and Jack Black are both gonna be in the damn movie, dude.
That's gonna be hella good.
That's fucking insane.
That's gonna be dope.
That's gonna be a good ass movie, bro.
So I saw that these Italian Americans wanted Danny DeVito to play Mario.
Oh, Danny DeVito's in it too.
Is he? No, because I saw like they wanted Danny DeVito for Mario. That's
Danny DeVito's playing a different character though.
Oh, he's been a different character.
Yeah.
It would be awesome if Danny DeVito played Waluigi or Mario.
Wario? For Wario.
Yeah, Seth Rogen is playing, I think, Donkey Kong, and then Jack Black is playing Bowser.
Did you say Seth Rogen is playing Donkey Kong?
Seth Rogen is playing Donkey Kong.
That's gonna
Donkey
be
Kong
good.
has no words.
He will now.
Oh, this is gonna be fun to watch. I can't wait. I cannot wait.
When is it dropping? Actually, I'm actually kind of hyped.
He's dropping in 2022. I mean, why did I say 2022?
Did Seth Rogen just pull a Ben Diesel and get paid millions of dollars like Ben Diesel did to play Groot?
I think he did, bro.
Or when he laughs, he does that stupid laugh of his. Or however you fucking do it. So I can't wait for that movie. We already got Let There Be Carnage coming out on the 1st.
That's gonna be insane.
Yeah.
And I am most definitely watching both Shang-Chi and Let There Be Carnage on the same day.
That's gonna be a great day, man.
That's right. Got to get that matinee.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
All right. Moving on to our next article here. We have a woke writer says that we shouldn't use the word virginity and instead should call it a sexual debut. So who wants to kind of tell us a little bit more about that?
That's me once again.
That sounds more like the title to a porno movie.
Right. No. So there was I think it was BBC writer. So there was.
Yep.
Yeah. So
BBC
one of the
feminist scholar.
BBC feminist scholar wrote that we shouldn't call it like losing your virginity because it almost means like you're taking something from a woman or somebody, and instead call it your sexual, like calling it your sexual debut, like you're fucking starting point guard for the fucking Warriors or something.
Why is it everything? Like Ricky said, you gotta find a problem with every fucking thing that's not a fucking problem.
It's a thing that isn't a problem, and now we're just
like, hey guys, this thing that's not really a thing. I'm gonna make it a thing.
And it's getting traction. There's people behind sexual debut. I've seen T-shirts being made.
Oh, I'm not
crossing out virginity and having a sexual debut said.
I think the fuck not.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Is the writer a girl or a guy? I'm confused.
It's a girl.
It's a girl. Yeah. So
girl, and she's making it an issue. That's stupid.
Yeah. So she's saying that the word virginity, as Ricky mentioned, is already kind of implying that you're losing something. So you're starting with a deficit, and since the stigma is around kind of like women losing their virginity, they wanted to kind of change it to sexual debut.
Can we call this episode?
I don't know, but most of us thought that was usually a good thing, right?
Thank you. It does sound dumb.
Putting on a show.
Yeah.
Now sexual debut sounds like everyone's watching you get fucked.
Seriously, dude, like.
If I were a virgin now, I would feel like I would have to stay a virgin, so I wouldn't have to use that phrase. Because then I would be nervous that I have to put on the show.
Totally, yeah.
If I was a virgin now, I feel like I would need intro music so that I could walk on stage.
Yeah, like
which Magic Mike song are you?
And now, starting on this bed, 5'6", 150 pounds,
carrying a nice weapon of however many inches.
I would honestly need that Stone Cold Steve Austin or Triple H entrance song right before I came out of the.
Triple H.
Boys,
dude. I'm playing Vince McMahon's No Chance.
Show.
Yeah,
I'm playing Vince McMahon's No Chance.
You're big indeed in all the wrong places.
No.
Fuck you,
No.
But man, I think sex. Go ahead, Stephanie.
No, it's okay. All I was gonna say is like, even if she wants to like change the term, like it's kind of pointless because a lot of people already use different words to say virginity. Like nobody really ever. There's some people who say virginity, but then there's people who like call like deflowering or losing your V card, or so there's just like other words for it already.
Yeah. Or you could even say like, "Hey, when was your first time?"
Yeah, so it's like kind of pointless to want to change it when there's already different words or like nicknames or abbreviations for it anyways.
Hey Ricky, are you gonna have a theme song when you get hard? Because I'm pretty sure it should be this.
Oh man, I was expecting something more, just something different, like more of an entrance to like a.
Mine's gonna be.
You mean her, right?
Yeah, I mean,
he meant him for sure.
He meant himself.
I think with sexual debut, it's gonna create even more pressure around that term because when you think of like the word debut, you think like your musical debut when you drop your first album or your film debut as a director. Those are all things that you work so hard for and you aim for perfection. So your debut is well received. So now for sexual debut,
I don't want it to be this extravagant fucking event.
Yeah, you're gonna put so many conditions on you.
It's just two people
bumping
bumping
candles and the right lighting, and
it just sounds
the wind has to be coming through the right way.
Mm-hmm.
This sounds like more
what
pressure.
You guys do, but for girls, we already put a lot of effort when we're gonna go do it. So to like insinuate it's a debut, it's kind of like unnecessary pressure.
Mm-hmm.
When you say you put a lot of effort into
we
when
just
you're
drop
gonna go do it,
do the damn thing.
what do you? Well, no. I was wondering more because she's talking about. Go ahead.
Well, it's like about hygiene, right? At the end of the day, like girls go get waxed. Make sure it's like clean down there, not so dark down there. Some people be using like things that they should not be putting down there
Who's
because that's what they're
her?
gonna be showing off anyways.
You go.
I'm sorry, but some of the virgins I've dealt with, none of that shit happened.
Yeah, I
guess I'm showing my age at this point.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that comes more along the lines. I think that comes more along the lines. No, I think that comes more along the lines.
That shit was awesome.
What are you saying, Rick?
Nah,
Let Ricky
I was
talk.
gonna say when she was saying like a lot of girls put a lot of effort into that. I think it comes more so for like at a certain age. I think that a lot of women that get started sexually, like becoming sexually active at an early age, or experience their sexuality at an earlier age, tend to kind of let things happen when they happen, because I feel where she's coming from is the sense that like when you hold on to it for longer, you do put more thought into it because you've held it for so long that now you want it to be special, at least in some form of way, even if it's not with like the right guy
That
at the
was
right
not
time.
but thank you.
Okay, well then I totally misunderstood. I just think that like when it
No.
happens with somebody in high school or shit like that, like sometimes it's just like that's the jump off, like it happened. They don't have time for all that. But like when it happens later in
Yeah.
life,
No, well, for me, I want to have a good experience, so that's why I make effort. So it's like I want to have a good experience. I want it to be reciprocated, so that's why I make effort. I know other girls make an effort.
Yeah, she's basically saying like Batman. She has prep time.
Bruh.
no, I mean that's totally cool. Like I just didn't quite understand what you were trying to get at. But I mean, I remember when I lost like my sexual debut. It wasn't like
Yeah, there we go.
it was it was with the girl that wasn't like 100%, ready in the sense that like she didn't have time to prep. It was just like we were there and it was happening and it was young teenage partners.
You guys went in there and bumped uglies.
Kind of figuring it out along the way.
Yeah.
But again, I think I might be showing my age simply because a lot of the stuff that goes on now as far as like hygiene and shit like that wasn't so mainstream and talked about in the open.
How old are you guys? If we can be honest, how old are you guys?
We're 32.
32.
I'll be 32 at the end of the year, but I mean, technically, I'm 32 already.
He's
anyway.
right around. He's right there. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
So there's
We're
like
old as shit.
Like
we're old men.
when we were,
you guys are old.
Yeah, so like when we were
old and wise.
When we were in middle school,
my back hurt when you said that.
Right.
Oh.
I was like, damn, I can't even sit up straight because my joints are starting to pop.
Oh, I just popped my shoulder, bro.
I can't even turn my knees without it popping.
I feel like I need to shut up.
It's just
Well, like for example, when I was in middle school, I knew that it was like a big deal for girls to like. I was in the 8th grade and I was hearing girls like finally like, oh yeah, I finally got to start shaving my legs. And nowadays I know that like girls do that like on a regular basis. Not in the sense that like girls my age, because obviously I meant like I'm starting to notice that young women are starting to be groomed at a much earlier age.
Remember, I got asked by the chick whose virginity she lost to me was like, do you like girls shaved?
Hey bro, that's not cool. You can't say that. She debuted with you.
Debuted, son.
I do not care. But she asked, do I like girls shaved or not shaved? I was like, either way, I'm burying my face in it, so I don't really care.
Oh damn, boys.
Oh, savage.
well, I'm just glad we got a female perspective to just reiterate what we all thought, which I think that is a done term. So
yeah, actually, I think her perspective is way more important in this article than ours, to be honest.
Yeah, because I mean it was sorry for female, so appreciate that feedback.
Shout out to you. That's a man right there. He's like, you know what? She's a woman. She's gonna know better. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm old, not retarded.
And
I didn't say that. That was all you, but okay.
Comments of a married man, right there.
Yeah, that sounded like a him problem, like a personal problem.
Nah, not at all. I'm okay with being old.
Yeah,
I feel like
you'll get old.
I feel like I tell my wife all the time, right? Like a lot of people complain about getting old, but the older I get, the more I appreciate it because old age is a gift. Not everybody makes it to old age.
Nope. Nobody gets out alive.
Especially where we grew up from.
Yeah,
That's the funny part about life, right? Nobody gets out of life. Doesn't matter what you do.
Nope.
Remember high school? You got dudes getting shot before they make it right around the end of high school.
That's what he was just saying.
All right, now let's segue to a dirty joke. Someone that didn't get out of trouble is Little Johnny. So
Goddamn,
Little Johnny gets back from school, and his dad says to him, "Johnny, where's your report card?" And Johnny replies, "Sorry, Dad, I don't have it." His father's furious and says, "Why not?" Johnny replies, "I lent it to a friend. He wanted to scare his parents."
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Goddamn.
Dang.
That's
Battery's
funny.
great.
That'd be like cool. Jose asking me for my report card to show his parents.
Well, why did I think of that? But practically, they didn't want to ass whooping.
Yeah.
I'd have to get him some McDonald's or some shit after I done. You don't know what? High five, son. That was awesome. Just God damn it. You're going places, kid.
Yeah, you are.
Definitely. And we're going to a place that's entertaining but also sad at the same time. It's our dumbass of the week, which further proves how many dumbasses we got in today's society. So the Pics are in, and the first dumbass of the week goes to this Karen that had a meltdown over children laughing, talking in a restaurant. So I believe this actually happened in New York. I think it was Long Island.
Mm-hmm.
And this Karen was at a restaurant with another family at a different table, had their autistic children just talking, laughing, being kids. Mind you, these kids did not come over to her table to bother her or did any tantrums, but this Karen started having a meltdown and wanted to basically say that restaurant was not for autistic children to be in. They should get out, and then she even wanted a free meal after this.
Wait,
No, it sounds like she just wanted a free meal in general.
6 children to get into.
And we got a clip.
Oh man,
it was a family restaurant, by the way. So let's play the clip.
Fuck.
Department of Education needs to investigate this bitch. Just other investigating
When I was a
Texas.
kid, I lived in. Wrong one. Oh, I did have video.
I'm sorry. An autistic child at the table. I'm sorry. This is not the place. Listen, I'm taking a picture of me. I'm taking a video. Yes, ma'am. Good. You're wrong. I'm wrong for taking children. Children are an autistic child at the table.
That's the whole video.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was a quick clip. So I did find another. So I'll link the other video in the description. But there was another video of her basically showing what the kids were doing. Mm-hmm. They were sitting in their chairs. One of them was just like touching the other, and they were just giggling. That's it. And it wasn't even loud. It wasn't even loud. But some people in the comments were saying, no, this feels like she started this event on purpose so she can get free food.
Shut off screen share.
That was the only reason why. Shut up.
For sure, dude.
No, totally. That's literally what it looks like to me. Fuck, like there was no reason to go over there.
Because I mean, why in the fuck would you even say, okay, then if this is the case, then I want free food? Why the fuck does that come to mind when you're upset about some kids laughing?
So I know she did that on purpose because I had something like that happen to me in public when I worked as an EMT, where me and my coworker were ordering food. And this lady came in and faked a fucking asthma attack. We got her equipment, put an oxygen mask on, and we're like, do you want to go to the hospital? No. And then she starts begging for discounts from the restaurant.
Oh, damn.
The fuck did the restaurant have to do with her asthma attack?
And the bitch was trying to hold on. And then she's trying to tell me, no, she has some problem she has to have surgery for, like something with her epiglottis. And the way she was explaining it, I'm like, that makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, that's a woman trying to speak to you, thinking that,
I was like, how about I just?
You might not know what I'm talking about.
How about I just go grab a fucking king tube out of my ambulance and just shove it down your throat and give you oxygen through that, bitch?
Did you say epiglottis?
Yes.
Is that a legit thing, or did she make that up?
No, it
is. But it is not. It is not what's going on. With
it doesn't block your airway in any way, shape, or form unless you have sleep apnea in your sleep.
So what you're telling me is that there was something actually wrong with her medulla oblongata.
No, that's her brain. That's a part of her brain. Yeah, but yeah. I mean,
actually, bro. Yeah, there's something wrong with her medulla oblongata.
Yeah, she doesn't know how
her
to use it properly.
medulla oblongata.
Oblongata.
Yeah, bro. So, like I said, I've had this happen to me before. Where somebody
You know,
just
you know the fucked up thing is that I'm so old that Stephanie didn't even get that reference.
It's the old Adam Sandler movie called The Water Boy. It's incredibly funny. You should watch it, or not.
I've seen the movie. I didn't. Nah.
Yeah, it was in the movie when he was in class and he beats the shit out of Colonel Sanders.
It's that's what the teacher asked.
Yeah, the teacher looked like fucking Colonel Sanders
So
from Kentucky
the
Fried
teacher
Chicken.
asked if they knew why alligators were always angry.
Oh,
and
dude, can I?
Adam Sandler says that his mama told him that alligators are always angry because they got all them teeth but no toothbrush.
Yep. And then he made fun of his mom.
And then he made fun of his mom and told him that no, the alligators are upset because they have a smaller medulla oblongata, so they can't control their temper very well.
And then he made his butthole touch the back of his neck.
God, I'm old.
What a classic film.
That was a classic movie, bro.
Damn near all of his damn.
Man, I
fucking
saw
movies
that shit in the
hits.
theaters the first time when it came out too. That was good.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna watch that before I go to sleep tonight.
Same here. I'm gonna look up that clip. Matter of fact.
All right, so getting back to this Karen story, so it did actually have a good ending after the Karen left. So the restaurant manager came and talked to the family, said that the children are more than welcome there. They did nothing wrong, and will address the issue with the Karen. So
like this pissed me off because I have an autistic nephew. Tiffany's son, he's autistic.
Well, to me, it's not even like the fact that like whether the child was autistic or not. The story just seems like it was a kid being a fucking kid. If you have a problem with it, like people said on TikTok or the comment section.
If you have a problem with it, don't
if
eat that
you've been to
restaurant.
Costco on a fucking Sunday, kids are ripping and running through that bitch all day.
I was there yesterday. There was tons of them, and I went in the
Ripping
afternoon.
and running on a Sunday. Go to Costco when they're giving out free samples. Adults are ripping and running through that bitch all day.
Fuck yeah.
That's true.
I've been one of them.
What you got here?
As soon as that sampled oven starts opening that door, they're lined up.
Bro, I've seen people literally take groups of people for samples as a lunch date. So.
Damn.
Yep.
Hey,
I think
that just to me sounds like a fiscally intelligent date.
Very. I've seen whole families go to Costco.
If this starts to work out, I might buy you a chicken bake on the way out.
That's like the most gourmet thing in Costco at the food court.
That is. I will start with the hot dog.
Bro, a slice of that cheese pizza and you'll be happy as fuck.
Yeah. Pepperoni for me, thanks.
Can't wait till the pizza though. I miss that.
But then
those kids did nothing wrong, bro.
No, and then when you guys go outside, you're conscious that there's going to be noise, right? It's going to be loud potentially. If you want a quiet dinner, just have it at home alone.
In fact, some people even said that shit. It was like, you want quiet? Stay home.
Also, what kind of this on the video? It was like a Applebee's sort of restaurant.
Yeah,
I thought it was
like Applebee's style.
You don't go to Applebee's and expect a quiet environment.
Nah, unless it's 1 in the afternoon.
Nah, like you want a quiet environment. Spend some money.
Go to like Taste of Texas or something.
Yeah, some restaurant where you know that it's like gonna be filled by other adults that are possibly on an actual like date or you got to pay at least $25 a plate. Not try to slide in there for that 2 for $20.
Yeah.
25 minimum. I just watched Adam Sandler tackle the shit out of his teeth.
All right, well, let's segue to our next article. So another place that isn't quiet are sorority houses, and in this case, we have a sorority that's disbanded after a member uses black students. Their use of the black student pictures in an unattractiveness presentation.
So basically, this is a white girl, and not a skinny one, kind of chubby. Not making fun of her. I'm just giving you the details because they don't actually show her picture on the video. But she's basically explaining what in her mind is unattractive, and she used 4 football students from her own school that were all black, and said that dreadlocks, big nostrils, and big lips were unattractive. But then she used a white student as proof of things that were more attractive.
Man, I wish I could grow dreadlocks. What the fuck?
And what pissed off a lot of people was the fact that, one, this was meant to be humorous. And this girl even went off, and once she realized she was getting a whole hell of a ton of backlash, she made this long-winded bullshit apology saying that it was in no way, shape, or form meant to attack anybody, especially African Americans. Like, I can't stress that enough, and all this bullshit. Like, I'm willing to accept all the
When you
consequences
say
that
I can't
follow.
stress that enough, that means you done fucked up and said.
I was like, and she was over saying like, trust me, I wasn't trying to attack. Like, bitch, you said dreadlocks, big nostrils, and big lips. I don't know anyone else other than someone who looks like me that displays those goddamn features.
You have those.
I don't know. I got pretty big nostrils.
God damn it, Ricky. But let me go ahead and just cut to the clip real quick.
Play the clip.
Jose has a big nose.
I do.
Not ashamed of our features.
Right now at 5:30, a presentation by a student at a North Carolina university sparks outrage. A picture of that presentation is going around social media, and now the sorority the student belongs to is suspended from campus.
That presentation many found offensive happened at Methodist University in Fayetteville. Good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Lena Tellez.
I'm Gerald Owens. Brian Mims joining us live from Fayetteville now with what the university has to say. Brian?
Gerald, Methodist University issued a statement this afternoon saying we abhor racism in every form on our campus, and we immediately investigate all possible incidents of racism. One student who spoke with us today says this incident happened right here on campus 1 week ago.
This is a photo of a member of the Alpha Delta Pi sorority in what was supposed to be a funny PowerPoint presentation at a sorority event. She's standing by pictures of African-American players on last year's Methodist football team, but many say this was anything but amusing. Several posts on Facebook say she pointed out features of the athletes she found unattractive. For instance, dreadlocks. The other characteristics she allegedly pointed out are too offensive to mention here.
Pure outrage as well as confusion, to be honest with you.
Jaquez Harrell is a Methodist University student and former football player for the school. He says a member of the sorority sent him this photo the day after the presentation.
I don't see why something along the lines of this is funny. I don't see how it's funny.
A member of a fraternity shared with me a screenshot of an apology sent to one of the football players pictured. It's apparently from the sorority member who made the presentation, and it was sent as a direct message. I did not mean for any of this to be targeted towards individuals, and certainly did not mean any of this in a malicious way. It goes on to say it was not targeted at African Americans in any way. I can promise that. Methodist University sent this written statement saying
all African
we believe in
Americans,
action
but, you know,
and we are
it's not-
taking action. Last week, we immediately launched a
Which are
thorough
20% of the
investigation
school
of the
population.
incident. This week, the hearing process is already underway. It goes on to say that Alpha Delta Pi sorority must cease and desist from all activities on campus.
Alpha Delta
Methodist chapter of the Alpha Delta Pi sorority has all of its social media accounts shut down. I called the national chapter for comment, but have not heard back. The university statement says this school, with about 2,000 students, is more diverse than many schools, with more than a third of its student body identifying as students of color.
1/3, that's it.
And you said it's more diverse than most. Bullshit.
Yeah, that's BS. Hey, you know what? It's North Carolina.
So one of the things that I knew was bullshit about that apology. First of all, this was a PowerPoint presentation, which means it took time, energy, and effort to make. So you mean to tell me in that time span, you didn't think for 1 second that some people might not think this is funny, or some people might not like this?
How disconnected are you from reality to think this is going to be okay? Nobody's going to say shit.
Well, do you think they're disconnected from reality?
Oh no, they're not disconnected from reality. They're just showing themselves in splendid fashion. Because every 2 to 3 days we hear about some idiot doing something racist somewhere
and getting away with it. I mean, look at what happened on January 6th.
And we're still having issues about convicting people over it.
Yep, and some people are still being convicted. It's a very slow ass process.
It's only a slow ass process because we're trying to convict white men.
True. Because if any of them were black, bam, gotcha.
Oh, dude, are you kidding me? They would have been sentenced like 3 months ago.
Sentenced 3 months ago. Come on,
they'd
bro.
probably be dead.
We just covered a story about a dude that had a boot implant in his face.
Yeah, you're right. It would have been
half
more like
of the aggressors are being charged.
You would have had National Guards there in like 10 minutes instead of like 2 hours.
So
you would have had National Guards there, period.
Wait, did you say National Guards? They actually showed up?
Yeah.
Yeah, they actually went there on January 6th.
So, Stephanie, as a recent college grad, how diverse was your school?
Not very.
It was in Utah.
Like I went to Utah, so it's known for being a Mormon state, so kind of did give away that it's pretty much white. Salt Lake City arguably is pretty diverse, but at the end of the day, a university is a white-dominated institution. College isn't accessible for a lot of people of color. And then I majored in political science, so when I was in college, I didn't really see much kids of color in my classrooms. The professors were white.
You were pretty much an enigma.
Well, I think that has to do with the recent study where there's they did a poll, and the reason why one's like you said, right, like upper class education is not readily accessible to people of color or minorities, but a lot of people of color or minorities are choosing to join the labor force on either going to trade schools or just getting jobs in general, because there's a lot of studies that have shown that the old path to success, where it's like get out of college, get out of high school, go to college, get a high paying job, hasn't been successful. Especially like, for example, here in the Bay Area, we have hundreds of people that have college grads that are actually homeless. Jose's not homeless.
Jose's not homeless.
So maybe you should have waited till I got to the end of my statement.
Yeah, definitely.
They're actually homeless and unemployed because, one, the jobs that they're trying to acquire and the degrees that they got are already filled. So therefore, they have hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt to, college tuition debt. But getting an entry-level job isn't going to cover that. So they choose just to be homeless and live that lifestyle.
I've known people that literally went back to school to not have to pay off the loans because they can't pay them while they're still in school.
And then on top of that, you've got jobs that require not only the degree in which they acquired in college, but they expect you to have 3 to 5 or 5 to 10 years experience.
Who the fuck has that?
Level?
Who has all that?
How in the fuck am I supposed? I need the job to get the experience. I went to college to get the degree. If you don't give me the job to get the experience, how the fuck am I supposed to get the experience? Where am I gonna get it from? The internet? Am I just supposed to lie on my resume?
Nowadays, you kind of can. But no.
They fact check. They fact check.
In the study, in the study that I have seen, that I saw, they because of those types of situations, minorities have actually dwindled in the college campuses, and women have surpassed men now at a 59 to 47% rate, 41% rate.
Yeah, I graduated college for video game design. And if anyone knows about that industry, it is a very fast paced. You need to be quick on your feet in order to stay in it. So if you're not the fastest, they'll find someone to replace you, meaning your job is not guaranteed unless they literally offer you a position as one of the executives.
If you ain't first, you're last.
Yep.
So like me,
get him, Bobby.
dude, like me being an EMT, right? It's not a common job for Latinos, and like I remember going to a hospital, and this family, Hispanic family, watched me training a younger white guy, and they were looking at me all surprised, like, yeah, exactly. They're like,
fuck,
wait, you're training him, not because it's me, my partner, and the trainee, right? They're both white. They were just surprised to see that I'm the one in charge, and they're even when I became a supervisor.
Black people in the corner were like, "Word."
And like when I became a fucking supervisor at that company, right? Now I'm rolling around like a nice SUV and shit, and everybody's like, "Wait, you're like," I literally would have Latinos be like, "Wait, you're in charge of paramedics?" And even
like every time he tells this story, I picture fucking James Franco's ass from fucking The Interview with that weird ass look on his face, like,
bro, no, seriously, like people would be like so surprised, like. Even people that weren't, even white people were like, "You're the supervisor."
I don't know why you keep tiptoeing around the word white.
Anyway,
just say it.
I do know that you have somebody even dumber than this person, though.
Let's
I do, and it happens to also be at another school. So this one is a school employee in Oregon that has been placed on leave after showing up to work in blackface.
Oh man, the video is pretty funny and disturbing.
All right, so this is an elementary school in Oregon. Now, I had recently just found out that I thought it was a male teacher that did this. It was a female teacher who did it, and she said she wanted to protest in solidarity of Rosa Parks in connection with this vaccine. So she painted her damn skin and showed up to school because she felt like, because she's an unvaccinated teacher, that she was basically being segregated. So this was her idea of protesting. And before I continue, I'm going to just play the clip.
I got a comment to make when we're done with the clip.
No way.
The Newburgh School District has been embroiled in controversy for weeks, and tonight is facing even more
sexual debut.
It comes after a district staffer showed up to work in blackface. KGW's Mike Benner has reaction from the district superintendent and parents.
Monday afternoon in Newburgh, as students stream out of Mabel Rush Elementary School, news about a staffer placed on administrative leave is just starting to spread. KGW has learned that employee showed up to work late last week in blackface.
Kind of like a blow. It was bad to know it was in the Newburgh School District and then to find out that it was my daughter's school. It was just, surprising.
District officials won't say why the staffer dressed in blackface, but the Newburgh Graphic reports that person wanted to resemble Rosa Parks while protesting the vaccine mandate.
Vile. That was vile. And I was shocked in a way, but also not surprised in a way, because look at where we are as a community. We're divided. We're angry. People are acting out in ways that they haven't before.
District parent Ty Hardin Moore blames the Newburgh School Board. This summer, Director Brian Shannon came up with a proposal directing the superintendent to get rid of all Black Lives Matter and Pride symbols in district facilities. The ban has since been altered to images that depict support or opposition relating to a political, quasi-political, or controversial topic, and the board is still discussing the matter.
I really believe that they have unleashed something in this community that we have to address. And the thing that they've unleashed in this community, in my opinion, is racism.
Just last week, we learned some Newburgh High School students participated in a Snapchat group chat called Slave Trade, where they joked about how much they'd pay for their black classmates in a slave auction. On Monday, Superintendent Dr. Joe Morlock addressed that and the recent blackface incident.
The students of color of Newburgh deserve so much more. This goes against everything I and the vast majority of NSD staff believe, and it is unfathomably offensive.
As we found out, all of this has some parents second-guessing their decision to send their kids to Newburgh schools.
It's just one thing after another, and for a parent, I think you question, sending your kid to school after a while. I mean, I do.
The district would not tell us if this employee involved in the blackface incident is on paid or unpaid leave, only that the Human Resources Department has launched an investigation that could result in a number of disciplinary actions, including termination. We'll, of course, stay on top of the story.
So
go ahead, Julio.
So let's just say when she was a kid, if she, let's say her parents would have been anti-vaxxers back in the day, You wouldn't have been allowed in school either, damn it. So what the how are you comparing not getting a vaccine against COVID-19 as a
Rosa Parks?
Fuck it, I give up, dude.
All right,
Listen,
Marcus.
I'll finish your thought because I've already addressed this on TikTok. So first off, you say like because remember I told you guys about that damn I forgot to send y'all that video about that one chick who said Rosa Parks said no, and that should be clear enough about this vaccine. Bitch, first of all, Rosa Parks
said no to racial oppression.
Shut up. I'm talking. But yes, no, she didn't just say no to racial oppression. She said no to giving up her seat to a white man because she was tired of shit from working however long, or like I'm pretty sure it was all goddamn day from early in the morning to whatever time she got on that bus. And to have somebody have the nerve to walk up to you and say, get up, move, give up your seat to this man. Fuck you and that motherfucker. That's exactly what the hell she said when she said no. She chose to fight for her right to sit down and say no to the oppressive system that had been oppressing her and people like her.
Stand up to the Jim Crow laws.
Exactly.
She didn't stand up to him. She sat down for him.
And Ricky, what are you going to say about this case?
I just think this case is, like Marcus was saying, it's so stupid because like you're comparing like a social injustice to a fucking vaccine. And we've had vaccines for like, there's a reason why polio isn't around anymore.
You're not sitting in an iron lung.
There's a reason the smallpox isn't. The Spanish flu isn't.
Chickenpox, bro. Like we've damn near eradicated
Rubella.
chickenpox because people are vaccinated for it.
Influenza.
I just can't think how someone actually woke up and say, I'm gonna go blackface. This sounds like a good idea.
I don't get how. If I think about this,
all the history of blackface, all the negative connotations of that, and you're gonna do it to protest.
In fact, like me and Gil were talking about that on his episode yesterday. Because he was asking about if white cosplayers dress up like a black character that's their favorite and they do blackface, is that racist? Yes, it's racist because there's no need to change your skin color. If you're wearing like the damn costume, that's enough. Well, we know you're fucking dressing up like Blade. You don't need to change your damn skin because we sure as shit don't when we dress up.
No, fuck that. I'm rolling around in coal if I'm dressing up like Blade.
You jackass.
Damn.
Oh man.
Matter of fact, like there's no amount of makeup that I could put on that would make me look like Wesley Snipes.
No, not at all.
You will go broke.
Unless you got the Tropic Thunder surgery.
Not even that. Not even that.
At that time, he was the blackest thing on TV.
Oh my god,
dude! I'm surprised they had enough studio lights to shine on Wesley Snipes for that film.
Surprise, you guys. What was the one where he was like in?
Matter of fact, Wesley Snipes is so dark he could have played Peter Pan's shadow.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Dude, remember New Jack City, like those night scenes where he's like on the rooftops? I'm surprised you could even make him out in that movie.
You need a good TV for that. Definitely need a good TV.
Right.
And you got to turn the brightness up.
Yep.
All the way up.
And just to kind of close it out for this article, it's all kind of also upsetting that they're still investigating and haven't taken action against the teacher. I think they should be a little more strict and have like a.
She's on
might be
leave
ready to
without
fire
pay
her.
or leave with pay.
No, it should be like a zero tolerance policy. Where if it's racist, that's it. I'm getting cut.
Yeah, but like
the fact
you're
that
dealing
one
with
is
it.
blackface, so there's nothing to investigate. She's
Yeah, but
already
you're dealing-
admitted to doing it.
You're
Fire
dealing
her
with,
ass and move
with
along.
an unstoppable force trying to move an immovable object. She did something racist, but then she's also a white woman.
Mm-hmm.
That's your point.
Yeah.
So,
Destiny, what do you think?
About blackface?
about the article.
She just let us go on our rant here.
Yeah, I spaced out for a second. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, Stephanie, what do you think about this teacher that decided it was a good idea to be blackface to protest vaccines?
Because she felt like she was like Rosa Parks, because she's unvaccinated and Rosa Parks didn't give up her seat.
Okay, let me make sure I understood. The teacher said that blackface was a good way to protest.
No, she showed up in blackface protesting vaccines.
Protesting
So
because she
did it.
said she felt like Rosa Parks.
Oh, she's racist and crazy.
Amen.
Yep.
All right, so let's go on to our next dirty joke. So we have a teacher that's basically speaking to Johnny, and this teacher says, "Little Johnny, you are late to class again." And Johnny responds, "But miss, you said that it's never too late to learn."
Oh, good answer.
Got her with her own.
They should just give this kid his high school diploma and just let him go. God
Let him
damn it.
go.
Dun dun.
Just let him go.
Cool.
Yeah, seriously.
All right, we are now down to our last segment and our last two articles, which is our "What Are You Doing" segment. In our first story, we have Bart settles the Seahawks train seat color debate to the joy of 49ers fans.
Thank Jesus, because I'm tired of hearing about it. Julio, go ahead.
So let me start off with, I am a 49ers fan, born and raised in San Francisco. But even I think this is stupid as hell, because Jose, you and I have seen these trains in person when they were being displayed and before they put into service, and even we were
never associated with Seahawks.
Never crossed my mind. If anything, I remember bugging an engineer, asking him where the AD and the fire extinguishers were, and pointed out a big fuck up. Anyway, Bart, thank you for clarifying this, because they went on their Twitter page and they mentioned how they get this question.
Hold on. We all have to take a minute to pat you on the back for pointing out the fuck up.
Okay, so they didn't have like the.
No, Julio, he was kidding. He was kidding.
He doesn't care.
Go on to the article.
I don't care.
Anyway, yeah. So Bart went on their Twitter feed last week and posted the two color samples. One, the ones on the train of the seats, and then the colors of the Seattle Seahawks, and clearly posted in bold letters right above, not the same.
They posted Pantone colors.
Exactly.
So just different shades.
They even put the color code, like the number for each color with it. And they pretty much said they're tired of getting like asked this question every few months, especially around football season. So they posted this just to shut them up. But they did say, we're going to choose the colors of a losing team, they'd go with the Rams.
Damn, that was in the video. You fucking ass.
You can still play that video.
Let's play it. I'm sure they'll have a better delivery than what Julio just delivered.
Yeah. That's why I said damn.
Bart is clarifying questions about the colors on the seats of its new cars. The transit agency wants 49ers fans to have no doubt. Bart created a graphic showing that the seats are in fact not the color of the Seattle.
Even close.
The tweet even takes a shot at the Niners' rivals in LA, saying if we really wanted loser colors, we'd go with the Rams. Why? LA Metro responded to the tweet with a GIF that says,
Can we get him on the podcast? He's
Okay.
better than Julio at delivering.
Why? They went out of their way to insult the Rams. You know what I'm saying? The Rams were even part of this
They were
conversation.
over there minding their business.
That's right. And they said, who said what about me?
The thing I think was funny as hell is, dude, they replied saying rude.
Yeah. LA Metro replies.
Oh man, I think what's also rude is the Kanye West new Yeezys, which are getting roasted on Twitter because fans say they look like banana peels.
They probably do.
What?
Oh, they fucking do, bro.
Are they gonna be like released at the same time as
They
that
look
new
like
Mario
Donkey
movie?
Kong's first shoes.
They're out now, so I think they've already dropped, and they look like those you know when you go to like an open house and they don't want you to get the carpet dirty, so they give you those kind of like
dude, those
They
almost
do
look
look
like
like booties.
they almost look like surgical booties for the hospitals.
that too.
Splits.
That too. So, Not a good scheme.
Did somebody say like it looks like the damn like some kids? It looks like the hair ties I used to put in my hair as a kid.
They look.
It looks like you put a do-rag over
slip-ons.
the previous fucking version of the Yeezy.
Yeah.
Because didn't the last ones look like friggin' the what? Like they came from biblical times or some shit?
Bro, this looks like he cut booties off of fucking onesie pajamas. For
They
real.
look like Noah's Ark shoes.
Stephanie, have you
That
seen
looks
the
like
photo
Noah's
pic?
Ark.
Stephanie, have you seen the new Yeezys?
I'm so sorry. You guys are getting cut off. I don't know if it's my Skype account. I don't know what's going on.
Oh shit.
Oh, maybe us. I was asking Stephanie, have you seen the new Yeezys? The photo of them?
Are those the Kanye West sneakers?
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
I'm not a fan of Kanye West. I don't really follow his stuff. So no, I don't know what sneakers you're talking about, but I know they're the sneakers.
They ugly as shit. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Did he make those weird didn't he make those weird water sneakers or something? Or are they
He has a deal with
like
Adidas,
Crocs,
so he
but
makes
not
a lot
Crocs?
of looking shoes.
Oh yeah, he did.
No, I
Yeah.
could see these. I could see these new banana shoes being water shoes.
It could be.
They look like
I
water
mean,
shoes. Oh, yeah.
Skate on the water too.
They're not water shoes? I thought they were
Marcus,
water shoes.
can you find a pic and screen share so we can see them?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not water shoes. Some fans actually thought they were socks. Like, oh, Yeezy makes socks now?
Man,
Well,
$500 bucks or $6,000 for a pair of socks?
Was he also behind him and Kim's look at the Met Gala?
Can you see him?
Them all covered in black.
Like what in the ass is this?
$400, huh?
It's not style. Oh, it's not
like
stylish.
How much were the damn Lil Nas X friggin' devil shoes?
I think they were
Like
like
1,000.
yeah.
Oh, never
Yeah, I
mind.
think so.
I'd pay for those.
Oh my god!
If I had to
You
choose,
guys
if I had to
followed up
choose
with
between those two, I'd pay for those. I'm not wearing no damn banana peel on my foot.
Bro,
that shit looks like fucking Big Bird slippers.
Someone said they're Mario Kart inspired.
Man, they look like
that
the
banana peel.
they look like the Michelin Man's offspring.
It look like the Michelin Man's poop.
Hey,
Oh my god!
looks like the Michelin Man had curry for dinner.
Oh man! All right, well let's go ahead and close the show out. So let's go with the last dirty joke we have. So we have little Johnny back at it again. He was doing his math homework, and he says out loud, 1 + 6, that son of a bitch is 7. 4 + 4, that son of a bitch is 8. His mom overhears this and is shocked. She says to him, "What are you doing, Johnny?" And Johnny replies, "I am just doing my math homework." "And is this how your teacher taught you to do it?" the mom asks. "Yes," Johnny replies. Guess we're old. That wasn't how we did it back in the day. Actually, never mind. It continues. Apologies. So the mother's now angry and immediately phones Johnny's teacher. "What on earth are you teaching my son in class?" she asks. The teacher replies, "Right now we are learning mathematical addition." The mother asks, "And are you teaching them to say 1 + 6, that son of a bitch is 7? After the teacher stopped laughing hysterically, she answers, "What I taught them to say was 1 + 6, the sum of which is 7. Okay. All right,
Sweet baby Jesus.
Man, I can see how he got confused on that one.
all right,
I honestly think he just saw an opportunity. Come on, it is little Johnny.
and he took it. So now I'd like to kind of, before I close it out, give an opportunity to Stephanie to kind of wrap up and just let us know where we can find her podcast.
Yeah, sorry I wasn't as active on this pod. Sorry guys.
It's all right.
All good.
But I feel like I learned a lot from you guys.
You tell us.
Wow.
I mean, I know it probably sounds like I didn't, but I did learn a lot.
Why is that because we're as old as your professors?
No, bro. I've had professors older than you, but you're the oldest people I've talked to on my just on podcasts generally. So.
Okay.
I'll take that.
I think that means we got on the game too long.
Yeah. You guys are at your prime.
There you go.
Ooh, way to save that one. I like that save.
It.
I like
Bro,
that
we're
save.
in our prime, boys.
So where can our listeners find the Self-Conscious podcast?
So the Self-Conscious podcast, we're available on all your major platforms, streams. We're on Amazon Music, Spotify, Apple, Anchor, Breaker, Radio. I don't even know anymore, but just check out our link. And our social media pages is our Instagram is at Self-Conscious Podcast, and our Twitter account is at Conscious Podcast.
Awesome. Stephanie, thank you so much for coming on the show today. For all our listeners and viewers, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. And make sure you check out other videos if you haven't. We are close to wrapping up season 2. So it's not too late to catch up on year 1 of the Inner Monolog Podcast. And with that, we're out. Later, guys.
All right, guys.
Later.
Later.
All right.